What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Lewis. So back again for another video. Man, today we got a video uploaded by the Cosmic Wonder. This one is called Adam Warlock, Guardians 3 News, Shang-Chi Spinoff Disney Plus show, and Ant-Man 3. That being said, Warner has a lot of different news coming at us right now. We're gonna get into it, see what he's talking about. Before we get into it, y'all gotta let me know down below in the comments, how was your day? Hopefully it was pretty good. If it wasn't, hopefully this makes it just a little bit better. Let's get it, man. Let's go. Hold up. Okay, it was muted.
What's going on, everybody? It's Warren. Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and MCU. And today we actually have quite a bit of news of things happening in the MCU. We're talking Adam Warlock and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, a Shang-Chi spinoff, and Ant-Man 3, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum Mania. So, like I said, a lot happening, and not to mention the director of Marvel's What If, Brian Andrews, was asked if we are going to see more Spider-Man episodes in What If Season 2, and the answer that he gave was kind of interesting, and I'll briefly touch on that. But we got a lot to talk about today, and if you love Marvel and love to stay up to date on the MCU, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. So this is all pretty exciting news, but let's go ahead and start with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and Adam Warlock. Now,
about time. I've been waiting for them introduce Adam Warlock.
2, I suggest you go watch that immediately.
As hyped up as he was.
For a few years, so I don't care about spoilers, but you need to watch it because it sets up Adam Warlock. Specifically, it sets up Adam Warlock as a product of the Sovereign. They literally make him in a cocoon, which is
that was
like
interesting.
The comics. The cocoon part, that is, we can see it on the front page of one of the Fantastic Four issues, where Adam Warlock was actually called him, and the cover reads, "At last you will learn what lives within the cocoon," featuring the power of him. But in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, they set him up to appear in Volume 3. Now, since then, a lot has happened with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. James Gunn was fired, and then he was rehired. During that time, in between, he was hired by Warner Brothers to do the Suicide Squad, so committed to doing that first before he did Guardians Volume 3, but Guardians 3, of course, is still on. And so far, he has hinted at Adam Warlock still being in the film. And side note, he's also hinted at a lot of potential deaths. Karen Gillan literally said that she literally cried while reading the script. So, who knows what's gonna happen? We have the hints at deaths, and then we have cast members crying, so I'm assuming some people are going to die. And could it be at the hands of Adam Warlock? Now, in the
how powerful are they gonna make him?
Indeed a good guy, for the most part. He obviously has different stories, but in the comics he does end up good. He helps fight against Thanos, and in the MCU we could
CeraVe, what your skin craves. Dawn Power Wash Dish Spray. Spray, wipe, rinse. Dawn Power Wash.
probably assume that if he starts off bad, he will eventually turn good. Fingers crossed, because he's actually one of my favorite characters, and it looks like we could have some potential casting news on who is going to be playing Adam Warlock in the MCU. According to some recent reports that I will indeed go over, Will Poulter has been cast as Adam Warlock, and he's been cast as Adam...
Oh, Will Poulter, that's the guy, isn't that the guy from, doesn't he play the Joker or Jerome in that Gotham series, if I'm not mistaken? That used to be on TV? Or that still is. Is Gotham still on TV? You know what I'm saying? Isn't that him? It looks like him. I think. And he's in that We're the Millers movie too, right? I was just about to watch that the other night.
For years now. Now, some of you, most of you have, and he's been cast as Adam for years now. Now, some of you and most of you have probably at least seen Will Poulter. He's from The Chronicles of Narnia, The Maze Runner, We're the Millers, Midsummer, The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio. He's been in some pretty big movies. But what's interesting, I think, about this casting choice is that he's actually a pretty young guy. Adam Warlock is typically an older guy. Adam Warlock actually gets with Gamora in the comics. And I don't know what the deal with Star-Lord and Gamora is now that we don't really have the real Gamora around, but it is kind of hard to picture a young guy like Will Poulter getting with Gamora in the MCU. Now, the fact that some of these reports, which again I'll go over, state that he's been cast for years now makes sense, considering the fact that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was supposed to come out a lot sooner than it actually is. Unfortunately, because James Gunn was fired and then rehired and committed to the Suicide Squad, and then COVID happened, we're getting Guardians 3 years after we were supposed to. But perhaps, knowing that Adam Warlock was indeed going to be coming, they did actually cast him years ago. This is something that I actually think James Gunn might address on Twitter. He usually does address things concerning rumors about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and he usually says if they're wrong. Now, he doesn't always do this, so don't expect it, but it would be cool if he could confirm.
I like James Gunn. He's a really cool dude.
I doubt he would confirm it. But who knows? Today's report about this is coming from
said that like I knew him or something.
Now, they state that originally there was a Twitter post by @collectaholic_ that stated Will Poulter had been cast as Adam Warlock for years now. Then they stated that after they saw this, they checked with some of their own sources, several of them, and all of them seemed to say that yes, this is a rumor going around behind the scenes right now. So this is not confirmed to be true, but according to their sources...
Oh, and he was in that one movie with Anthony Mackie. I remember that. That's where this is from.
This is something that is being talked about behind the scenes, which means that it very well could be true. And I'm curious to see what everybody thinks about this casting choice in the comments down below. I know a lot of people were thinking that they would cast somebody like Zac Efron, which I totally could have gotten
older,
behind, but let me know what you
still
think
like
about
a good
this
face shape, you know what I'm saying?
Now,
handsome
the
guy.
Shang-Chi spinoff series that is coming to Disney Plus, according to Daniel Richman. Daniel RPK, as he is sometimes known as, shared on his Patreon account that there is going to be a Disney Plus show that's a spin-off of Shang-Chi that is going to focus on the Ten Rings organization and Xiling. Now, if you've seen the post-credit scene for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, this makes perfect sense. In fact, when I saw the post-credit for the first time, I thought that's going to be a Disney Plus show because it's going to give it enough time, enough episodes to really dive into the backstory of what is going on here. Xiling is now going to be leading the Ten Rings organization, an organization that her father never let her be a part of when she was a kid. But now it's all hers. She can do whatever she wants. But now the question is, and I think a lot of people had this question walking out of the theaters, is she going to do good or is she going to do bad? Or could it be a little bit of both? Could it be one of those things where it's like, well, we kind of got to do some bad in order to do some good. We're going to kill people and topple governments, but they're not
only
exactly
bad
the best people or the best governments. I kind of think it's going to be one of those things, especially if you consider how Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings ended, the relationship between her and Shang-Chi. Yes, there's a big past there, but I don't think she's going to be like her father. I think she's going to be different. But nevertheless, this is a Disney Plus show that I can definitely get behind. Now, we also have Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantum Mania news, and this is going to be a big MCU movie. I think most people know by now that Kang the Conqueror is going to be introduced in Ant-Man and the Wasp, a true Kang the Conqueror. Yes, we did meet Kang the Conqueror in Loki, but we really meant more of a Nathaniel Richards, not a true Kang. He does say that people have called him a conqueror before, but the actual person standing in front,
if I'm not mistaken, he's supposed to be more like the what is that? What is it called? It's like the version of Kang where he's like basically like he's gone through everything. He's like the oldest version of Kang, and he's like gone through everything, and he just reaches a state where he's kind of like, well, whatever, you know what I'm saying? He's not like super conqueror. Like, what's it called? It's like I forgot what it is. Someone help me out. One of you have to know, right? But he's basically that version of Kang and not the whole conqueror. You know what I'm saying? He's like older now, he's experienced. He's kind of just like whatever.
Loki and Sylvie was not the same Kang that we're going to see in Ant-Man 3. He is going to be played by Jonathan Majors, but we're probably going to get the full origin story in Ant-Man 3, and he's probably going to be a lot more savage. We met a Kang that was kind of done. He lived a very long time, and he was pretty much ready to retire, aka die, and this is not going to be the Kang at all that we're going to be meeting in Ant-Man 3. And here's the really great news. According to Evangeline Lilly, the script for Ant-Man 3 is really fantastic. She praised the script, saying that I just think that it's going to be really special. I actually think it has the chance to be the best one we've done yet. And I sure hope it is the best one, and I don't think that's going to be that hard considering Kang is going to be in it, and we are going to get Cassie Lang as Stature. And considering the fact that the title is Quantum Mania, I'm assuming we're going to be getting some pretty awesome Quantum Realm scenes. So, Kang is coming, and who knows, perhaps they could introduce the Fantastic Four in that movie. That's just speculation at this point, not confirmed. And the last thing that we're going to be talking about is more Spider-Man in Marvel's What If Season 2. Now, it'll be cool to see Spider-Man in What If Season 2, but that's not really what I want to focus on. I really want to talk about how Brian Andrews, the director of What If, acted when he was asked about Spider-Man, because I kind of think No Way Home is going to affect what happens in Season 2, because they said Season 2 is actually going to pull from Phase 4, stuff that happens in Phase 4. And when Brian Andrews was asked by comicbook.com if we'd see more Spider-Man in Season 2, he replied with, well, we can't talk too much about what may or may not be happening in Season 2. But we do love Spider-Man, so who knows what may happen in the future. I find this interesting really because of one reason. They've actually talked about Season 2 before. I actually interviewed Brian Andrews and the writer of the show and talked to them about what to expect in Season 2, and they told me a little bit of it. They told me that Peggy Carter's going to come back and gave me a little bit more details. So they've been able to talk about Season 2 before,
but
can't when it comes
talk about
Spider-Man, they can't really say anything, which leads me to believe that Spider-Man really is going to be a multiversal film that affects the MCU as a whole. And who knows, if we do get the 3 Spider-Man in Spider-Man No Way Home, perhaps we could get those in What If. And hopefully, that is why he cannot talk about it. But that is just my speculation right now. Let me know what you think about that and all of this news in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof, woof.
All right. Warren said it here, man. We got Adam Warlock news. Shouts out, I forgot his name already, but shouts out to him playing him. I didn't know he was, casted, but shouts out to him. I've seen him before. Think he's a pretty good actor. Definitely can't wait to see what they do with that. Shang-Chi spinoff, interesting. Didn't see that happening. I would actually pretty much be really interested in checking that out, to be honest. And then Ant-Man Quantumania, you know what I'm saying? Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Already sounds like a good film, man. Got Kang the Conqueror. A lot of good things happening there. Nothing to say about it. Anyways, and with that, the What If Spider-Man stuff, who knows? Y'all, let me know down below in the comments, man. What are your thoughts and opinions on this? With that being said, make sure you go to the Cosmic Wonders page, like the video, comment, and subscribe to him. Come back over here, you can like the video, comment, and subscribe as well. As long as also turn on post notifications so you get notification every time I post a video, man. You do know I post kind of late. Anyways, that being said, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram. Lyra says so, same as YouTube channel. That being said, peace.